And Aberdeen welcoming back David Robertson at left back after suspension. Getting close to their top formation now, with Hearts having to do without Walter Kidd, Craig Levine, and now Wayne Foster out through suspension. So some adjustment to the Hearts ranks. And there's Kenny Black having a word with the linesman as he's given the throw to Aberdeen. Running forward, playing at left back, Black in the early stages of the match. There's McKimmie with the throw for Aberdeen. Dave McPherson challenging hard, losing out to Dodds. Put across by Nicholas, and it's well taken by Henry Smith. Charlie Nicholas wearing number 9 up front for Aberdeen, and joined this afternoon for the first time since arriving at Audrey by Davy Dodds in attack. Hearts with Wayne Foster absent, have a new attacking weapon because Sandy Clark is able to seek these high balls from defence. There's Neil Berry with the throw. Robertson's header. Galloway sending it back. There's Davy Dodds, brought down by Smith, and the penalty kick has been given. Henry Smith left with no option at all. Well, this was defensive folly in the part of Mike Galloway, attempting a long-range headed pass back. Davy Dodds was through on the goalkeeper, touched the ball away from Smith, then was brought down. That's why it's a penalty kick. 100% record so far, 9 out of 9. And that's the first error, but he's made it on the rebound. 6 minutes into the match, Jim Betts scores from the rebound after a tremendous effort from Henry Smith. So the Aberdeen fans celebrate, but Jim Bett breathing easily now. He hasn't missed all season. That's a terrific dive by Henry Smith, but Bett kept his head to knock home the rebound. Blocked by Faulkner. Good running again by Faulkner, supported by Connor. He's away from Jordan, a good chance now for the cross. And Willie Faulkner couldn't make it, Dodds was waiting. Still problems for Hearts as Bett swings it across. Dodds beaten this time by Whittaker. And Hearts looking vulnerable to these crosses as Galloway clears up in the end. And now Cahoon on the break. Coming inside, he has Sandy Clark available and John Robertson. Still Robertson. Sending it wide now to Mackay. That's for Cahoon, he's onside. Cut back, finding only Robert Connor. Kenny Black's pass, here's Cahoon again. Well tackled by McKimmie. But the action now hotting up. Good defensive play by McKimmie, but Cahoon now asserting himself. Hat-trickster a week ago at Love Street, and setting off with Scotland to Saudi Arabia in midweek. Ian Jordan again. Headed away by Faulkner. This is Kenny Black. Using Jordan once again. Sandy Clark goes up. Couldn't get any power into the header in that crowded Aberdeen box. Pushing by Dodds on McPherson. John Robertson. Mackay playing it wide. Dave McPherson's there for Hearts, and now Black. Cahoon. Black again finding Jordan coming from midfield. Now John Robertson. Sandy Clark's header goes down towards Mackay. Good build up that from Hearts. Paddy Mackay coming on to the chance. Set up initially by the chipped pass from Robertson. The deliberate layoff with a head from Sandy Clark. And Mackay's shot is off target. Spinning away from Neil Berry's head. Connor and Jordan together. That's an Aberdeen throw. David Robertson is capable of taking a very long throw if he chooses. Picking out Nicholas. corner into the path of Robertson. That's a fine cross, but just over the crossbar. Difficult to take on the run with the wind behind. But David Robertson very happy to be back in his customary place in the Aberdeen defence. David Odds thought he was pushed this time. There's Faulkner and Mackay. McKimmie going in fiercely on Galloway. McKimmie clearly thought that there was dangerous play by Galloway, but that's not how the referee has seen it. I don't think. He's stopping play to have a word with David Odds, and his persistent dissent has resulted in this booking. It really is remarkable that a player of such experience would find themselves booked simply for continuing to badger the referee. Turned away by Jordan. You can see there's so little room there in the middle of the field. We haven't yet seen any flowing passing play from that area, and it looks as though it's going to be extremely difficult for any of these midfield players to show their real creative talent. And that's something of a pity with men like Gary Mackay on the field for Hearts and Jim Bett for Aberdeen, both of whom will be on the flight to Saudi in midweek with the international squad. Kenny Black thumping it forward. Cahoon gives chase. Miller judging it well in the air. Now with Robertson and Cahoon. Good effort from Cahoon on the turn. Well, you can see he's got plenty of confidence when it comes to having a shot at goal. Taking the pass from John Robertson, turning in a flash, and the shot just a bit too high. David Odds is all the way through to Black. Just 5 minutes left in the first half. Aberdeen still clinging to the lead provided by Jim Bett in the 6th minute. And Hearts finding it extremely difficult to make any headway against the Aberdeen midfield and defence. Here's Clark, tackled by Bett. And this ball collected by Kenny Black. There's Faulkner with a header. Charlie Nicholas now has space. He's on his own for the moment, but Connor's arriving, so is Dodds in the middle. Still Nicholas holding it up, waiting for the support. There's Bett. Headed on towards Dodds, and Henry Smith as well, beating the ball to safety. And he's conceded a throw, but good goalkeeping. Charlie Nicholas bearing down on goal from the right, waiting in Jim Bett. The hooked cross helped on towards Dodds. Smith spotting the danger to beat the ball out. With Robertson with the long throw right into the danger area. There's Nicholas. Well saved by Smith. The acrobatic effort from Charlie Nicholas. But just look at the length of this throw from David Robertson, launching the ball right into the 6-yard box. It found its way to Nicholas. The snapshot is well saved. Up goes McKimmie again. He's lost very little in the air this afternoon. McLeish giving that back to Sandy Clark. Here's Galloway, supported by Kenny Black. Here's David Robertson, easing the ball away from Cahoon. And from Ian Jordan, but it's too far ahead of Faulkner, and there was a late challenge by Jordan on Robertson. Jordan's clearly unhappy about that, indicating to Robertson that he thought the fullback made a meal of it. But John Cahoon will have to retreat much further than that. Cahoon clearly unhappy that the free kick's been taken from a position too far forward. Lofted forward towards Faulkner. Now it's with Bett. McKimmie comes up on the overlap, but checks back. Charlie Nicholas. Here's Nicholas. And a good effort from Nicholas. You could see him as he looked up, trying to find a gap for the shot. He hit that with a lot of precision, but just wide of Smith's right-hand post. This is Berry and Cahoon. Good running by Robertson. Bringing it across to Sandy Clark. Brilliantly finished by Clark. 2 minutes from half-time. Hearts equalise with a goal of stunning, efficient simplicity. Delight for Sandy Clark, and no wonder. Set up by Cahun's pass to John Robertson. Angled that ball directly at Sandy Clark. He controlled it well in space and then stuck it away from Jim Leighton into the corner. Well, Sandy Clark's 7th goal of the season. And the Tynecastle fans get something to celebrate. Been a long first half so far. That certainly has brought them to life. Here's Cahun again, making tracks on the right. Here's Gary Mackay, and now Galloway. Stopped by Bett, but the body check gives the free kick to Hearts. And Jim Bett will be booked now for kicking the ball away. Well, it really is remarkable. Once again, Davy Dodds has already been booked for dissent. Now Jim Bett's in trouble for wasting time by kicking the ball away. No hurry to go to referee Ferguson. But it really doesn't make sense when you realise that one other indiscretion on the part of either Dodds or Bett, and Aberdeen would be reduced to 10 men. There's Jardine now with a shot, carefully watched by Leighton. Into that muddy goal mouth that could have spun away, but Leighton with his body behind the ball. So there goes the half-time whistle. A much more joyful end to the first half than Hearts expected. It was Jim Bett who gave Aberdeen the lead in 6 minutes. Davy Dodds was brought down by Henry Smith after Galloway's headed pass back, and Jim Bett scored with a rebound from the penalty kick. Aberdeen looked to be in command, but then Hearts came back just before half-time. John Cahun and John Robertson opening up the Aberdeen defence, and a deadly finish from Sandy Clark to make the half-time score. Hearts 1, Aberdeen 1. So Hearts get the second half underway. They left the field at half-time with a spring in the step because they got back on level terms thanks to that Sandy Clark goal, but the next 45 minutes are absolutely crucial for both sides, and the tackling in the first half made it clear that both teams appreciate the importance of the occasion, so I think this will be a very tough period indeed. So there's the first casualty of the first half, accidental though, I'm quite sure, and certainly the referee is in no way perturbed about the challenge by Connor on Ian Jardine. And now Dodds. McKimmie. Willie Miller takes it back. Well, I can't imagine that Aberdeen would be content to settle for a draw this afternoon. They're too far behind in the league race, I think, to settle for anything less than full points if they're available. The position is the same for Hearts, playing at home. Undefeated this season in the league and cup at home. The only defeat here at Tynecastle since the start of the season was against Newcastle United in a friendly way back in August. There's Willie Miller sliding in, but Sandy Clark still has possession. Here's Robertson. Oh, what a chance for John Robertson. Jardine's corner kick. Dave McPherson goes up. Well, big number 6 won it, but he was under so much pressure he couldn't get a powerful header on target. Barry's header. Peter Nicholas trying to play it wide, but Ian Jardine was in the way. Here's John Robertson. He has Cahun on the right. Clark's calling from the ball in the middle. Here's John Robertson, wrestled to the ground by McLean. A penalty kick to Hearts. Well, the danger of John Robertson apparent as he took that pass inside the box, tried to turn away from Eric McLeish, was held by the big centre half, and that's why the penalty was awarded. So McLeish now protesting vehemently to the referee. Jim Leighton also. Willie Miller coming across, and referee Ferguson will take further action Now this really is incredible. It's going to be a third booking of the match for an Aberdeen player for dissent or for kicking the ball away. And McLeish very angry indeed, but he certainly appeared to be involved in a wrestling match there with John Robertson. And it's the Hearts striker who has the chance to put the Tynecastle men ahead. So it's John Robertson against Jim Leighton. No problem for Robertson. 11 minutes into the second half, it's Robertson's 29th goal of the season, and Hearts are in front. Well, if there ever was a perfect way to take a penalty kick, this must come close. Playing against the Scottish international goalkeeper, hitting that with thunderous power. No goalkeeper in the land could have saved it. And Aberdeen now have major problems. It's their third match against Hearts this season. In the first game here at Tynecastle in the league, it was 2-1 to Hearts. At Pittodrie, it was a goalless draw. And now Hearts have the advantage once again. Cahoon goes away from Robertson. Now taking on McLeish. Great play this from Cahoon. And the pace of the ball enhanced by the following wind, carrying the ball away. But John Cahoon bursting to life in this second half, playing on the right flank for Hearts. And yet another booking for an Aberdeen player. It's David Robertson this time, and that was for an attempt to bring down John Cahoon, which failed at the start of that move. But he could only just made that. Dodds helps it on. Robertson, Galloway, good running by Black. And a fine effort by the fullback. Good play from Hearts, a fine build-up. So a substitution being made now by Aberdeen. Jim Bett, who's in a very quiet second half, goes off, and the replacement is Tom Jones. Over on the far side was Connor, that's gone through the middle. Berry's cut it off. There's Gary Mackay. Chases on between Cahoon and Robertson. This is David Robertson, 19 years old. He'll play for the under-21s, I'm sure, against England in midweek at Pittodrie. Jordan plays it across. There's John Robertson. Cahoon underneath it. It's played away by Jones. And Charlie Nicholas is fouled by Galloway. Free kick is quickly taken. Here's McKimmie. Looking for movement. Nicholas offers to take the ball short. Now it's David Robertson. A laboured build-up this from Aberdeen. Played away by McPherson and helped out by Mackay. Jones now to Miller. That's towards Willie Faulkner. Played away well by Whittaker to Sandy Clark. And Hearts have been coping very well indeed with those sporadic Aberdeen attacks in the second half. Most of the Aberdeen forward moves have had to end up in high balls into the box. They certainly have Dodds and Faulkner there for such service, but not the kind of ploy which Charlie Nicholas relishes. Kenny Black's pass back. Here's Cahoon. Now Clark. Ian Jordan. Cahoon making a good run into space on the right. Looking for an accurate cross, but it wasn't available on that occasion. The substitution has been made by Aberdeen. They've brought on Gary Hackett to replace Davy Dodds. Bit of pushing on Tom Jones gives the free kick to Aberdeen. Mike Galloway was the offender. Everyone pushing upfield now for Aberdeen as Willie Miller sends in the free kick. Sandy Clark back helping in defence. First touch for Hackett. This is McKimmie. No width there on the right for Aberdeen for the moment. And on the break it's Hearts with John Robertson. Gary Mackay steaming forward on the left. This is Mackay, a great chance for Hearts. And Willie Miller doing well, stifling the threat posed by Mackay, but it's now with Kenny Black. And it's well taken by Leighton. The Hearts had an opportunity there which Willie Miller denied them. Charlie Nicholas. Peter Nicholas pushing forward too and forcing that error from Galloway in terms of clearance into touch. Shot with the attack. There's McKimmie. Now Charlie Nicholas. Can he produce some magic? Doing well on the turn. Taken away by Whittaker. Cross goes Peter Nicholas. Quite deliberately playing for the corner kick. And getting it. So all the big men pushing into the box. The corner kick, which will be taken by Robert Connor. Peter Nicholas hovering at the edge of the box. McLeish on the goal line. Faulkner and Willie Miller also up. And that settled the arguments. Excellent goalkeeping by Henry Smith. Just the kind of confident play from the keeper which would give another boost to Hearts and be another demoralising blow to Aberdeen. Nicholas. Hackett, first real chance to make an impact on the proceedings. Well, he hasn't quite succeeded. John Robertson decides to keep the ball in play and have a run at the Aberdeen defence. Brought down by Jones. Kenny Black will take it. Sandy Clark looking for space in the box. Back it goes to Mackay. Galloway trying to find Cahoon, but Leighton races from his goal line. This is Gary Hackett now for Aberdeen. Impeded by Black. Difficult that for Black because Hackett was clearly trying to cut across his bows and Black was too far back to let that happen. Hackett's wanting it in. It's headed away by Berry. Well, Hearts' defence has been rock-like in the second half. I can't remember a clear-cut chance for Aberdeen. So it really is a monumental task for the Aberdeen attack. There's Willie Faulkner this time, trying to cushion that down for Robert Connor. You could see the intention clearly as the ball came in. Willie Faulkner trying a cushion header to Robert Connor, who was close in. It didn't quite go right. Breaks off Robertson. McLeish in midfield now. 3 minutes left. There's Charlie Nicholas. And now Jones. High ball and looking for Willie Faulkner. Here's McLeish. Handball by Ian Jordan. Yes! A penalty kick it is. Jordan is furious, but he certainly appeared to handle the ball. The long ball flighted in. Willie Faulkner went up, got a touch to the ball into the path of McLeish. Jordan was the marking player, caught that with his arm, and the penalty kick is awarded. So Tom Jones is going to take the penalty kick. The referee waving Brian Whittaker away. There are just 2 minutes remaining. Jim Bett, the penalty expert, has been substituted. Here's Tom Jones. Beautifully taken by Jones. Aberdeen are back on level terms. Tom Jones gets only his second goal of the season, and these Aberdeen fans celebrate. That's Whittaker. The header is collected easily by Jones. 2 minutes of injury time has been played in the second half. There'll be no more though. There goes the final whistle. Tom Jones.